All right. Hello, good morning. It is currently 8:30, which is kind of a big deal for me because I don't usually wake up before 9. My partner and I work on our own schedule, so we usually sleep in quite a bit. Not because I don't want to be awake this early, just because I can't force myself to wake up this early unless I have an actual, external reason. We're going to a baby shower, we have friends coming this week, and I think part of that is just got my brain in a you need to wake up early mode, because I actually woke up at 6 this morning and then I sat on TikTok for 2 hours. So yesterday I drilled a bunch of holes in the boards that I'm going to use for the trellising, and I figured since it's not 1,000,000 degrees outside, I should probably do that now before the sun gets too high and it gets too hot. I also just took a shower. Let's go outside. There are the boards, full of holes, and they're divided out. It's still pretty warm today. Look at this tiny baby pine cone. So despite the fact that it's not even 9 a.m., it's already getting pretty warm. I can tell it's gonna be a pretty humid day today. Look at the male lizard is right here watching. That means look right here. They're staring at each other.
I kind of want to just grab them.
Right? I want to get that one and just bring him inside because clearly they both like each other.
Yeah.
And they're dancing for each other. They're just separated by a barrier. You gonna catch him and just bring him inside?
Yeah. I don't want to scare him. There you go. You got your buddy. I'm gonna bring you to your girlfriend.
Yeah, they'll find each other. They have been ogling each other for days. It's done. Almost. We gotta set it up now. So I actually just want to take a second here and talk about how much I appreciate my partner. Joe is an incredibly emotionally mature person. I recognize there's always a chance that in the future we won't be together because that's just how the future works. You can't really predict what's going to happen, but I just want to take a moment and talk about how wonderful of a person he is. Joe is a person who has never raised his voice to me. He's never yelled at me. He's never said something with the intention of hurting my feelings or hurting me emotionally. He's only ever been comforting and warm and wanted the absolute best for me. When we were putting together this trellis, everything was going wrong. It kept falling over. It was breaking apart. It was unstable because I didn't have braces. I don't know why I didn't realize it needed braces. And it didn't help that I was getting incredibly frustrated and angry because of the heat and the humidity. But even though I was very obviously upset in the moment, Joe wasn't responding with anger or defensiveness. He just tried to help and make everything better. And that's something that I really appreciate about him, and I just wanted to let you know. Hello. It's been a couple days since I filmed the first half of this video. We went to a baby shower, we had friends staying over at our house, so I couldn't really film anything. The cucumbers and those table dainty squash have gone wild. They're getting as tall as I am. The cucumbers are almost to the top of the trellis. The table dainty have outgrown those sticks that I placed as temporary supports, which means I need to get the rest of the trellis up. However, that side of the trellis needs to be attached to a garden box, so I have to make a small garden box first. And then I got some more boards. Joe's gonna help me attach the last 2 boards to make everything stay together. And although it's getting hot today, I think we can do it pretty fast. There's also 1 okra from the Baby Bubba okra that I have to harvest. And I need to trim the cucumbers because they're going wild. I'm already starting to get cucumbers, which I'm amazed. Never grown cucumbers before. This is wildly successful. So first things first, let's put together this tiny garden bed. I'm gonna put together the garden bed in here in this living room because it's hot outside and I'm drilling 4 holes, so it should be fine. I'll just vacuum afterwards. So it's currently 9 a.m. The trellis ended up coming out a little crooked. We couldn't get this side to be any deeper into the ground, so I'm hoping that as we water it, it will loosen up the soil and we can push it down more. But it's relatively stable. It's stable enough. The squirrels are chasing each other. I don't know if they're having like a territorial battle. It's very bright right now. It's early enough that it's a comfortable 75 degrees. It's still pretty humid, so it's not incredibly comfortable, but it is comfortable enough that I can fertilize everything because I need to just put fertilizer in every bed. Yeah, the squirrels are fighting in the tree above me. It's really bright this morning. We trellis the table dainty squash. The loofah gourd is also finally starting to set on fruit. So I have two types of fertilizer right now. I have this one, which is an 848 that I actually got on sale because it had a little hole in it. But I'm pretty sure this one is actually slow release. Oh, it says slow and quick release. So this is better to do just before watering. So maybe I should put a little bit of this because it does have a little more phosphorus. The other fertilizer I have is this very common water-soluble, like blue pellet looking fertilizer, which is a 24-816, which means that it's mostly nitrogen. So I really prefer this one, but this one is completely water soluble. So I'm gonna do probably a little bit of both. But I need to start with the solid one because the other water soluble one will help water everything in. Yeah, I'm gonna start with this one. It really only needs like a tiny amount of this. After I'm done with all of this, we'll go inside and I can explain kind of what these numbers mean. And we can talk a little bit about fertilizers. But for now, I just have to do some garden work. So I'm actually using my water can to do this. So I'm just throwing some of this in here and then I'm gonna fill it up. And then this is what I'm gonna use to put fertilizer everywhere. Carrot. Little harvest. It's still only 75 degrees, but it feels hotter because of the humidity. I can't do this humidity. It's gonna take me a while to acclimate. But I wanted to show you, the cucumbers are actually starting to throw on real fruit. They're gonna be real cucumbers, and I'm gonna pickle them because I don't like cucumbers, but I love pickles. Also, on the loofah gourd and on the bean plants, we have assassin bugs. They almost look like spiders. They're this really, really bright orange, and they kill everything, all other bugs. They also bite, so I'm not getting close to them, but it's really nice because they will get rid of everything that I don't want in the garden. Caterpillars, aphids, moths. It's gross out here. Let's go inside. So I've been trying to record this part of the video for like days now. I just want to talk about fertilizers. So I have two kinds of fertilizer right now, and whenever you buy fertilizer, you'll see that it has these three numbers that are usually in this format. This one is an 848, and this one is a 24-816. So this one's kind of dense. Those numbers are the NPK ratio. The most common nutrients that plants need are nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. I'm pretty sure it's phosphorus, and that's what NPK stands for. The numbers represent the percentage of this volume that is that nutrient. So 24% of this tub is nitrogen, whereas 8% of this 2¼ pound bag is nitrogen. Nitrogen is the thing that makes plants green. Also, when you're buying fertilizer, there is usually quick release and slow release. Usually quick release fertilizers will be water soluble, so you'll mix them in water and then just water that directly into the soil, whereas slow release is just kind of like slowly broken down or taken up by the plants. At least that's my understanding of it. The general saying is up, down, and all around. So nitrogen is good for the leaves, phosphorus is good for the roots, and potassium is good for the overall plant. I kind of feel like it's more up, in, and all around because phosphorus is also what's needed for flowers. So although it's kind of like a good memory trick, I don't think it's like 100% accurate. If you're growing food in containers, you're going to want to fertilize. I am still learning about fertilizers. I'm still trying to like make sure that I don't put too much or too little. This is one of my first years fertilizing with this type of fertilizer, so it's kind of experimental for me. I have used bone meal and fish meal. It smells terrible, but it works really well. So yeah, I've never tried fertilizers like this, Wish me luck. We'll see if it works. Someday when I feel like I have a solid grasp on fertilizers, I will make a full video about them, but for now, I'm still learning and experimenting, and you are welcome to come with me on this journey while I figure it out. You can watch me learn in real time. Thank you for hanging out with me this week. Hopefully I will see you in a couple days because the cucumbers are taller than the fence at this point, and the table dainties are finally throwing on fruit. So hopefully I will see you in like a day or two and I can show you all of that. But thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.